Woke up this morning, grabbed my morning 5 planner, and at the very top there was a quote. The quote said this. It said, "Blessed, not stressed. Stress is a choice, not a condition." Blessed, not stressed. Stress is a choice, not a condition. And this was a quote submitted by the one and only Mr. John Paul Guidry. Now, this dude right here, you ain't never met anybody like John Paul Guidry. I'm just letting you know, I don't care who you are, who your friends are, where you've been, where you live, where you exist around the world or around the planet. You've never met anybody like John Paul Guidry. This guy has been a part of my 800% Elite Automotive Club since day one. This guy has been to my house many times for 4th of July parties and things like that. Him and I have been in different cities all over the United States of America. And as a matter of fact, he's the guy that gave me this Rise and Grind sign that's right behind my head right now. That is the centerpiece of this show that was gifted by Mr. John Paul Guidry. And this guy, this is how he lives his life. Blessed, not stressed. Stress is a choice, not a condition. Now, he owns a dealership. He has a family. He has plenty of opportunities to be stressed out. Plenty of opportunities to be stressed out. And I know that he goes through his challenges. I know that he has things that he faces every single day as he continues to learn and continues to grow and continues to go out and make an impact in his community. But dude, talk about somebody that walks the walk. He never forgets how blessed he is. If you go to his Facebook page, you go to his social media, every single day he makes a post about his gratitude, the lessons that he's learning in his life, so on and so forth. Like, the dude is just Mr. Blessed, not stressed. That's John Paul Guidry. And he's also the guy that you want in your corner and in your camp. If you ever have to go to war, John Paul Guidry is the guy that you want with you. He's always prepared. And just an incredible human. So when I read that quote this morning, blessed, not stressed. Stress is a choice, not a condition. I thought, you know what? Amen to that. I'm choosing. It's a choice. I get to choose. This is a free country. I'm a freaking adult. Choosing to walk in the space of blessed, not stressed. Thank you for the reminder, John Paul Guidry. You're the best. Good morning and welcome to #Rise and Grind, the #1 morning show in the world filled with motivation, education, and inspiration. I am your host, Glenn Lundy, husband to 1, father to 8, and the founder of the 800% Club, the club designed to help you unlock your full potential. Each episode is filled with celebrity interviews, inspiring conversations, and the strategies you need to get ahead in your career and your life. So grab your pen and turn up the volume because it's time to rise and grind. Hey, good morning. How are you, my friend? What is my phone doing? Oh my goodness. Hey, today is Wednesday. That's right. Today is Wednesday, aka CMA Day. Why do we call Wednesday CMA Day? Well, we call Wednesday CMA Day for the amazing Carter Myers Automotive Group. Every Wednesday, I get the opportunity of spending time with the leaders in their organization, the members of their organization. They are a 23 dealership group all over Virginia, ran by the one and only Miss Liza Myers-Borges. She owns all 23 with her partners. For example, Scott Simons is one of her partners. He owns 5 of the stores over there. You might know that name if you're around this community right here, but they're just an amazing organization where every single one of their associates is an owner in the company, and they create not just selling cars, right? But they create opportunities in so many different ways. The jobs that they create, they have over 1,000 associates between all those different stores. They make a massive impact in the community. They're just an incredible organization. So I love CMA Day every Wednesday. And if you ever want to be a part of an incredible organization like that, feel free to reach out to me. I can connect you with CMA. Or if you're in the market for a new or used vehicle, they got a whole lot of those as well. All right. So CMA Day. Today is also July 19th, 2023. And what's crazy is today is the very first and the very last time it'll ever be Wednesday, July 19th, 2023. So I want to make sure we make the absolute most. And I do mean the absolute most of this absolutely incredible, incredible, incredible day. Hey, I'm coming to you live from Lexington, Kentucky. Got back last night. Yesterday, I was in
Hey, I know I told you before.
St. Louis.
Running takes you places. Look at this.
Check this out. Oh, wait. Whoa. No, you're jumping ahead of yourself. Yesterday, I was in St. Louis, and it was awesome because I was there for the Drive-Centric 20 DC 20 event, I believe is what they call it, the Drive-Centric event. And I'm just around a bunch of automotive peeps. There's probably about 100 automotive peeps there at this awesome, amazing facility. And it was incredibly memorable in many ways. It was memorable because it was my son's first trip ever on the jet, the private jet. And to see him so comfortable, like he was so comfortable. I mean, he fell asleep like immediately. He's on this plane, right? He's on a private jet for the first time. He was excited about it. And he's looking at me, and there's a little bit of turbulence here and there, and he's just at peace, right? Like if Dad says we're safe, we're safe. And so my son came with me. It was a quick trip. We got there Monday night, watched the baseball game, and then went to the event, spent the day there, and then flew back out last night because we did not want to miss Taco Tuesday with Grandma and Grandpa, right? Which was amazing. But yesterday morning, it was cool because as I was walking out after I did the show yesterday, walking out to do my run, I ran into Danny Zaslowski. He is the founder of VinQ, which is a major software company in automotive. And then I also ran into Fred Lennertz, which many of you might know because he actually hosted for a week of hashtag Rise and Grind way back. This is a year and a half, 2 years ago. But Fred from the Coffee Car Guys. So I ran into these guys and we went for a 5-mile run in St. Louis. And what's cool about that is St. Louis is half in Illinois and half in Missouri. So we literally ran from the state of Missouri to the state of Illinois. And here's what that looked like.
All right, so we are here. Hey, I know I told you before. Running takes you places. Look at this. It does take places. Look at this place. Danny's down there doing steps. He's an overachiever. Overachievers go that way. Oh, the overachievers go that way. Look at this sunrise.
He's an overachiever, no doubt.
Yeah. And there's the arches. Look at that thing.
He's like, no big deal on these steps.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was absolutely beautiful. What a great time. Running takes you places for sure. And it was just a reminder for me. I've been in this marathon training journey, right? This marathon training journey. And it was just a reminder to me that when we make just one decision, right? We don't know where that decision is ultimately going to take us when we make it, right? Like, talk to my wife, choose to do a marathon, start training, fast forward 18 weeks later, I'm out there getting ready to run 4 miles, run into Danny, run into Fred. We get this experience. We run from one state to another. And it was just beautiful, man. It was just beautiful. And it just made me think, like, golly, the possibilities the directions, the experiences we can have in this life, they truly are limitless, right? Like we're speaking at this event in St. Louis. My son's flying on a private plane for the first time. We're able to make a decision to speak at the event and be back in time for Taco Tuesday. Like, what a blessing that is, right? And it just opens up these doors, right? Like, the plane didn't come from nowhere. The plane came from a decision I made in January of 2011, 12 years ago. I made this decision to follow God, listen to his wisdom, listen to his guidance, be a man of discipline, understand that we are mind, body, and spirit, to walk in a way that I feel that God is leading me to walk. Like, that was a decision made in January of 2011, to stop being a chump, to stop being a punk, to stop treating people wrong, to start living life, a clean life, right? Like, don't get me wrong, I still got my moments along the way, but that decision 12 years ago, fast forward, puts me in St. Louis, underneath an arch, with amazing people, experiencing something that I never even could have possibly imagined. So I share that with you, friends, because it truly is limitless. What you're capable of, where you can go, the possibilities, completely limitless. And speaking of limitless, there's a book called Limitless by a guy named Jim Quick. It says, upgrade your brain, learn anything faster, and unlock your exceptional life. And we're breaking that book down here this week. We're spending time learning from Jim Quick and from this book. If you haven't read it, I highly suggest go get it, download it, listen to the Audible. It's freaking great. And so we're going to continue to do that here today. Before we do, though, there's two things we need to do. One, we need to hear from my friend Heather Parody on what she thinks about Limitless. And then we're going to do some dancing. So Heather first. She's going to say Tuesday in this video. Just ignore that and check this out.
This week we're talking about being limitless. You know what's limitless? TikTok. Y'all, it's time for TikTok Tuesday. Now, what is more limitless than the variety of ways that us parents can torture our children?
I love you, you love me. She's like Arthur. What a great big yay! Ooh. I love you, you love me. You're not singing loud. We're best friends like friends should be. With a great big hug and a kiss from me to you. Won't you say you love me too?
Did your parents ever do anything like that to you? Make you hold hands, hug, and sing songs? Comment below, let us know. What's also limitless is how loud my children are being right now, so sorry about that. Next up is the limitless amount of ways that lifting weights affects the human body.
You gotta lift it. You gotta lift it. You gotta pick it up like this.
Has anyone ever done that before? Don't comment, we don't want to know. And we're gonna end this segment with this sweet video of this little girl who drew a picture for her mother. The dad was trying not to laugh. The mom was trying not to laugh. I have no idea how to tie this into being limitless. It's just a cute video. Watch this.
I sat here and posed for like 10 minutes. Let me see the product. Is that me? No, it's nice. It's so nice. Oh, I've never looked better. Ooh, where were you? Where were you when it was time for senior photos?
Mommy, I don't think it looks good.
It is fantastic! Oh my God, what's that? Is that hyperpigmentation? Just tell me, okay. You know what? I've never seen nothing like this before. I just want you to just keep it up, okay?
And why was Daddy laughing?
Daddy don't know what he's doing anyway. That's how you say that's a great drawing in French.
That's it for TikTok Tuesday. Next week, we're talking about not taking life so seriously. So if you find a funny TikTok video, please tag me or Glenn over at TikTok at Heather Parody or at Glenn Lundy. We just might feature your TikTok video.
That's how we say we like it from France. Ridiculous. And that first little video of all the little kids crying while they're singing the Barty songs, it just made me think of my dad. Not that my dad ever did that to us, but just you could tell like that is a very disciplined group of children right there. They're standing there crying, doing what it is they are required to do in that house. And I remember that feeling. Oh my goodness. Thank you for that, Heather. Heather always cracks me up. She's amazing. That's Mrs. Heather Parody. She'll be back here in the show here in just a little bit as well. But before we go too far, we got to do some dancing. For those of you that do know, I shouldn't say that we have to do some dancing, because now that I think about it, there are brand new people watching this show or listening to this show every single day. So for those of you that know and those of you that don't know, this is the part of the show where we do some dancing, all right? We got to get these bodies in motion. An object in motion tends to stay in motion. An object at rest tends to stay at rest. So we want to get these bodies in motion, all right? This is also the part of the show where you're going to push that share button. Whether you're on Facebook, maybe you're on YouTube, maybe you're on Clubhouse, you're going to share this show out, all right? And lastly, this is the part of the show where I want you to say good morning to me, and I will say good morning to you. Whether you're watching this live or you're watching on replay, say what's up in the comments, and I'll say what's up back. I'm going to start over on Clubhouse. My sound is really low, is what Dodge Girl says. I don't know what else to do about that. I'm so confused. Some people tell me the sound is amazing. Other people tell me the sound is low. I don't know. Maria is in the house this morning. Kat Perez says, keep it moving. Great to see you, Kat. I see Malcolm O'Brien is in the building. I see Victor Brown is up in here as well. John Bannon, what's up, dude? I'm so glad you're here. Daryl Walker, thanks for being in the building. Jacqueline Underwood, great to see you this morning. Ama Primasino, great to see you as well. Stephanie Toadvine, good morning. Good morning. Mindy Staley is in the building. Mary Kim Farkas and Bella Rigby are both up in here as well. Veronica Atkins, what up? What up? I'm so glad you're here. Tina Carroll, my sister, over there in Arizona. She must be just getting off work. She's here with us this morning. Renee Knorr is in the building. What's up, Don Sankey? How you doing? Christine Irvin up in here as well. Who else do I see? You guys need to comment more over on Clubhouse. I can't see you over in the comments over there. All right. I see Christina's in the building. I see Liza Myers-Borges from Carter Myers Automotive Group is up in here. What's up, Tim Duff? How you doing, Miranda Deal? I'm glad you're here as well. Sean Weatherby and Rich Pintrick are in the building. Stars Tina, my guy Marvin from across the pond, Dr. Janie Lacey, Kate Bowman, Pastor Jeff. I see Babs is in the building. Russell Hill, have a great day. 800%. That's how we show our love in France. I love it. Tara Hope is in the building as well. Kelly DeJoy, what up? Peter's here. Tasha's here. Kat is here. Patty's here. Patricia's here. Yale is here. Veronica's here. Tamika's here. Luis is here. Sonia's here. Leslie's here. Damie's here. Oh my goodness. Dora Maria. What's up, Liquid? Great to see you. Janine Lamb is in the building. Felicia Shakespeare is here as well. Mary Spencer. Hey, thank you all so much for being here with me today. My boy Tim Hunt is in the building. What's up, Maureen? How you doing, Antonio? Great to see you. Listen, I appreciate you guys being here with me digitally. It's always amazing. I also appreciate those of you that take this one step forward and we take hashtag Rise and Grind offline. I know that you guys, those of you that have been in this community that were around last week, how you doing, Ashley Payne, that were around last week, Heather Parody was talking about doing these hope cards with y'all. And I know that many of y'all went out and made an impact offline. And I love that. That's what this is all about, right? We come together online. Let's be inspired. Let's be motivated. Let's get educated. And then let's go out and make an impact offline. And you guys have been doing that. So shout out to Heather for putting this together. Shout out to all of the members that participated in the hope cards. I love you. I appreciate you. You're awesome.
For this Wacky World Wednesday, I wanted to highlight this past weekend's challenge, Rise and Grind, on the streets, where we passed out hope cards. We just loved on some people, showed our gratitude, and this is what happened. All right, first hope card delivered at this beautiful Loves from Lucy Parody. How do you feel about that? For this Wacky World Wednesday, I wanted to highlight this past weekend's challenge, Rise and Grind, on the streets, where we passed out hope cards. We just loved on some people, showed our gratitude, and this is what happened. All right, first hope card delivered at this beautiful Loves from Lucy Parody. How do you feel about that? A little bashful, but it was good. Gave it to the employees there.
Bashful even mean?
Bashful means a little shy. We don't know nothing about that, do we?
Spreading hope to people.
You're spreading hope to people? How are you doing that?
I will draw a heart.
Let me see you draw a heart. Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh, that's so good. Now let me see you draw a cross. And what's that for? Yes. You do know how to draw a cross. So you're putting hearts and a cross for Jesus?
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Now, why are you making these cards?
because for hope.
These cards come from Pastor Jeff. He put 3 in mailboxes and handed out 4 other cards. He said that one guy attempted to give his card back, and he said, I told him that as a giver, he only completed half the blessing process. Don't try to give your card back to Pastor Jeff. These beautiful cards were passed out by Renee Hayes in Colorado Springs. Thank you, Renee. These awesome thank you cards were passed out by the lovely Shelly Jean, who had this to share.
Oh my gosh, had the best day ever today. Took my grandson and his friend to a swimming pool. We watched a lifeguard that literally saved a guy on the zip line that fell into the pool and didn't know how to swim. And secondly, there was a bunch of kids that were not playing by the rules and they got escorted out. I loved that. And then thirdly, they were so amazing at making sure that this entire pool of kids was taken care of. So I gave them a thank you card, and unbeknownst to me, as I walked up to go to the concession stand, the guy came out and graciously and gratefully thanked me, and so did a few other people. So it was very, very amazing. It was a great experience today, and I loved it. So thank you.
These cards are passed out by our amazing Tara Hope. Thank you so much, Tara, for spreading hope. Shout out to Vicky Smith, who with her son passed these cards out to her dad's nursing home's employees. Yes, the employees. She said they were super surprised, and one even said, thank you for not forgetting us. That simple gesture, Vicky said, made a very well-received impact on unsuspecting employees. Thank you, Vicky. Now, y'all, we're just getting warmed up. Our next challenge is September 1st through the 3rd. We're going to invite a neighbor over for dinner. Yes, you heard me right. Inviting a neighbor over for dinner. I know you're sweating already, but we're about making an impact here. So mark your calendars. More information coming. Love you guys. Thank you for making Hope Card such a special, special weekend.
How many people feel like you have mental fatigue, right? Brain fog. Sit the way you be sitting right now if you're totally engaged with what I was saying. And don't get lazy on this. You sit the way you be sitting, right? Because a lot of you, to get more energy, you sit up. Because here's what you do. You don't have fatigue, you do fatigue. You don't have brain fog, you do brain fog. And so part of it is when you're slumped over, you collapse the lower third of your lungs and the lower 1/3 of your lungs absorbs 2/3 of the oxygen. Is oxygen important for your brain? And that's why a lot of people get tired. So this is about like peak performance, right? Elite mental performance. And if you want to learn under best conditions, put yourself in the best condition. Because I'm going to teach you skills that you'll have for the rest of your life. Here's what you want to remember. If you want to win the day, you have to win the first hour. If you want to win the day, you have to win the first hour of the day, right? Because there's something called the science of momentum. I think there are 3 supervillains that are robbing you right now. Number 1 is digital overload. Too much to learn, too little time. Too much information, too little time. Digital overload is 1. Digital dementia, that's the idea where we're outsourcing our brains to our smart devices, and our brains are basically making us stupid. Like our smart devices are basically making us stupid, right? So I was talking to this brain doctor, he was saying GPS. If you're looking for a third-party piece of technology to tell you when and where to turn, you're not getting early detection of things like dementia because you're not realizing when you would have memory lapses, so you're not going to doctors to get checked out. Does that make sense? This is this thing called digital dementia. And then the third digital villain is digital distraction. You're talking about focus, right? You want to improve your focus? Like, where's your focus nowadays? We live in a world full of distractions. And I'll tell you one of the best brain hacks, and you're gonna say, like, Jim, you were interesting up to this point, now I hate you. This is what's gonna happen. But as your coach, as your brain coach, because people have they have a voice coach, they have a business coach, a personal trainer. I wanna be your brain coach, right? The worst habit you could have is to pick up your phone the first hour of the day. It is the worst habit you could have when it comes to high performance. And let me tell you why, okay? The most successful people in the world, they have a to-do list, yes? All the things you need to be able to do and accomplish. The elite, the 10% of those people, I noticed, they also have a not to-do list. It's even more important, even that list sometimes is even bigger than their to-do list, right? Because they are very clear of things they will not do, because it wastes energy, it wastes focus. You know what one of the things on that list? Multitasking. Now in actuality, all the research is absolutely clear. There is no such thing as multitasking. Multitasking does not work. Now you could walk and chew gum and have a conversation. I'm talking about doing 2 cognitive activities. Because in actuality, you're not multitasking. In actuality, the correct term is task switching. You're going from one task to another, but you're getting this novelty dopamine fix, and you feel like you're getting stimulated in that novelty, and you feel like you're being more productive, but you're being busy. Because here's what happens. Every single time you switch from one activity to another, it takes anywhere from 5 minutes to 20 minutes to reset your focus and your flow. Does that make sense? They do these studies with doctors and surgeons. They found that when they multitask, actually increases the rate of error rate. So they're making more mistakes. So not only are you wasting time, but you're making more errors also on top of it. So multitasking is on that not to-do list. But the other thing on that list, when you put this on the list, you'll see big, big changes, I promise you, is not pick up your phone the first hour of the day. Now, I'll tell you why. Is because we are rewiring our brains to be distracted. I'll tell you the 2 things that we're rewiring our brains when you pick up the phone first thing in the morning. You're training your brain to be distracted. Now think about it, opening up Instagram 150 times a day, right? And if you're not doing it 150 times a day, somebody's doing it a lot more, right? Which is really scary, but that's addictive, right? Because every time you see a like, a share, a comment, you get this dopamine rush, and that runs along the pathways of your motivation and your learning. So you're literally learning to be motivated by being triggered like that. So if that's the first thing you're picking up in the morning, shares, comments, likes, cat videos, or whatever it is, then your attention is being pulled everywhere, and you're training your brain to be distracted, and you wonder why you can't concentrate. You see this on Facebook all the time, that our attention span is less than a goldfish right now. That's what they're saying. The goldfish is 9 seconds, and our human span is about on average 8 seconds. After 8 seconds, our attention goes somewhere else. So here's the thing, whether that's true or not, we get the idea of where things are going. Don't pick up your phone because it's training you to be distracted. I'll tell you the second thing it's training you to do, it's rewiring your brain for, it's training you to be reactive. All right, not just distracted, it's training you to be reactive. Meaning, when you want to create a business, right, and you have a vision for where things are going, you can't be reacting to everything in the environment. Because what you're doing is, when you wake up first thing in the morning, you cycle through brainwave states. And I'm not going to go through all of them, but basically, right now everybody here is in beta. That's the awake state. Delta is when you're asleep. In between are 2 critical states. One is called theta, and one is called alpha. Theta is the state of creativity. So when Einstein was doing all these thought experiments, he would flow in and out of the state right above sleep. right? He would actually be in his rocking chair at Princeton holding a rock in his hand, and he would do these thought experiments, visualizing himself on a beam of light. And luckily he has the left brain, science and be able to math and formulas to be able to turn it into something. But he did this right brain's creativity, these thought experiments. But why would he hold the rock? Because if he fell asleep, he would what? He would drop it and wake up because he didn't want to go to delta. Does that make sense? So he wanted to stay in theta. So theta is the state of creativity. You know what puts you in theta? Showers. When you take a shower, how many people when you're taking a shower, you come up with all these ideas in your mind, right? You get inspired. You come up with, it's always when you can't write stuff down, right? You come up with all these ideas, and that's when you're brilliant, right? So here's the thing, like showers put you in a theta state. But that alpha state between theta and beta is the state they call it relaxed awareness. Relaxed awareness. This is the state where you just absorb information. It's a hypnotic state that you're in when you meditate. This is the state that you're in of high performance a lot when you get into the zone. For example, have you been talking to somebody who's watching television and they're in a trance? They're watching sports or they're watching whatever their favorite show is, and they honestly don't hear you. Like they're in hypnosis, right? That's an alpha state. TV puts you into alpha state. It's where your conscious mind is set aside and you just absorb information unfiltered, right? So we train people on how to learn languages, how to learn school material by training them to get into an alpha state. This relaxed state of awareness where you just start absorbing information like languages or foreign like facts and figures and all that kind of information. Now, you are highly suggestible. So if you're in an alpha state when you first wake up in the morning, alpha theta, and you pick up your phone, you're highly suggestible. It's rewiring your brain to be reactive. Meaning if you look at a text message, a voice message, your emails, and you have all these things, people wanting stuff from you, right? You have to fight all these fires. My friend Brendan says that an inbox is nothing but a convenient organizational system for other people's agenda for your life. Yeah, that hits home, right? So why on earth, if you're a visionary, right, you want to create your day, you want to win the day, like why would you look at everybody else's agenda, all the fires you need to fight, and go be in reactive mode? How are you going to be proactive, right? So what I do is I have 3 things that I need to do every single day, personally, and 3 things I need to do professionally, and that's it. When I'm looking at my to-do list, I'm looking for the 3 things that are going to move the needle the most, right? The dominoes, if you will, that are towards the beginning, not towards the end. One of my very favorite books of all time was a mentor of mine, Dr. Stephen Covey. He wrote a book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. If you have not read it, read this book, all right? 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. These are the habits of some of the most highly effective, productive people in the world. 7 habits. And the 7th habit is sharpen the saw. Sharpen the saw. Remember this, if you have all this wood that you need to cut and you're given like a saw, but it has a dull blade, when would you want to sharpen that saw? Do you want to spend all this time suffering and struggling and sweating trying to cut wood with a dull blade? When would you sharpen it? In the beginning, right? Right? So they say that the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. The second best time to plant a tree is when? Today, right now. I get quoted on this more than anything on social media. I compare your life to an egg. If an egg is broken by an outside force, life ends. If it's broken by an inside force, life begins. Right? All great things began on the inside. And you have greatness inside of you, and you have genius inside of you. And now is the time to let it out.
All great things come from within. That's Jim Quick, Limitless. Get the book, Train the Brain. You're already training the brain. I hope you know, see, and understand that, right? Like all of our actions are training our futures. And so being intentional about it is incredibly important. We have fitness coaches. We have life coaches. Who's our brain coach? I use Jim Quick. He's my brain coach. He helps me unlock my full potential. And my hope is sharing him with you, he'll do the same. He's pretty inspiring to me anyway. That's today's episode of #Rise and Grind. I'm going to head over to Clubhouse so we can chat over there. If you want to hang out with me, you're welcome to come join me. Yeah, dude, you can do this. You can do this. How do I know? How do I know? You're like, you don't even know me, dude. I know you, man. You are my brother, you are my sister, you are a child of God just like me, the God of the universe, the God that made everything. And that God made you and I to be the best versions of ourselves that we can possibly be. Not average versions, not a little bit above average versions, but the absolute best version of ourselves that we can possibly be. And in order to tap into that, we got to tap into the resources that we're given so that we can unlock from the inside, inspired from the outside, unlock from the inside. That's the key. All right, cool. All right, I love you, my friend. If nobody's told you that yet today, I want to be the first. I absolutely stinking love you. Have an incredible, incredible, incredible day. And I'll see you tomorrow, 5:30 a.m. We'll do it all over again. Hashtag rise and grind.
So far away, I saw you not so long ago. Was it just yesterday? Got that old feeling that I know. In the dark of the night, I'll be alright. The sun will rise. The sun will